Hey, what's going on? It's Romeo. We're almost to the weekend. What'd you miss today? It's Thursday. We talked about things you'll never know. The National Street Rod Association is going on. The car show's happening at the fairgrounds. We're going to find out what's happening there. And we're going to talk a little bit about you. Has your type changed over time? Has life jaded you and made you like a different type of person? We'll find out. Let's go. All right, let's talk about how your animals ended up with their name. I was thinking about this the other day because I got this silly cat, and somebody actually asked me. Now, I've told you guys this story. This cat ended up at my house, showing up at the front yard, or showed up at the porch. I fed it. No, I didn't feed it the first night. Showed up at the porch, left for a little while, came back. A couple of days went by, kept coming back to my front door on my porch. So finally, I just picked it up, threw it in the backyard, and now it lives with me. But a friend of mine was asking me the other day because I call it homeless, and how he got his name, because he was homeless until he showed up. Now he got a home, and so that's how this cat ended up with its name, homeless. And some of the ways you come up with your dogs or your cats or your animals' names, right? How do they end up with their name? Usually by how they look or how you ended up with them. So what is the name of your animals? And how did they get their name? RD4254-7-7. Did your pets get their names? I mean, they got some crazy names, or do you just name them after, I don't know, give them human names? I don't know. What'd you do? 84254-7-7. Good morning, what's going on?
Romeo, this is Coronavirus Stalker.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, you're talking about pet names?
Yeah.
Okay, I got 2 dogs. I rescued them. Let me put it out there. I rescued them about 3 years ago. And I didn't know their names, so I rescued them and I posted them like on Facebook. Hey, I got your dogs. You want your dogs? Nobody never claimed them. They tugged on my heart, so I ended up keeping them, got them their shots, gave them their haircuts. Well, one name is Chiquita. One name is Princess. Oh, my God, Chiquita. Oh, my God, Chiquita. Oh, we have another dog. Chiquita had a baby, and his name is Rocky. Well, let me tell you about Princess and Chiquita first. Chiquita, she's so tiny, she's a digger. She will dig. If I put her in the backyard, she will dig.
Well, how did she get the name? How did she get her name?
Because she's so tiny.
Oh, okay.
She's so tiny.
I don't care about her personality. I didn't ask your dog's personality. I asked how she got her name.
Well, she got her name because she's so tiny.
Okay.
Chiquita. And then Princess, I gave Princess her name because when I let her in the house, she'll literally just sit by me and she'll sit down. She won't run around like a princess. She won't move. Like, she'll be like, let me do this, so they don't throw me outside.
There you go. All right, get out of here. Go to work. All right, 84254-7-7. Like I said, how'd your animals get their names? I'm talking about your pets, man. Some of you have pets that have unique names. Some of you have pets that they got a name based on some characteristic of them. I mean, how did you name your dogs or your cats or your pets? RD4254-7-7. Hey, good morning, Romeo. Okay, so we had a cat named Katie, and she was named after my in-law's dog who had just died. And then we had a cat named Oscar, and he was really tough when he was a kitten, and Oscar is a tough name. Oh, Oscar de la Hoya is a tough name. So that's how he got named. And then we had another cat named Gary. And he was always so serious when he was a kitten, and we figured Gary is like a serious dude kind of name, a serious dude kind of name. So he became Gary. That's pretty funny, by the way. Having a cat named Gary is, that's pretty dang funny. All right, 84254-7-7. Hey, Rome. My cat is named Stella Rose. When she was about a week or 2 old, the people who gave me the cat asked me what her name was going to be, and I couldn't think of anything, but I had a few bottles of Stella Rose in the kitchen. And that was the first thing that I came up with. Man, were you on that Stella Rose when you were thinking about that cat's name? We're talking about your pets, how'd they get their names. I remember we had this when I lived on the reservation. My mom let me have a hamster. I named him Herman the Hamster. I have no idea why. We had this cat that we used to call Ghost because it lived with us. I think it lived with us. But this cat lived with us. We call it Ghost because we never saw it. It would be like you'd catch it out of the corner of your eye running around because it only came in very rarely would come in, but it lived outside around the house. And so we'd see it. I think this cat lived for 400 years, to be honest with you, because you just see glimpses of it, or you think you'd see glimpses of it. Nah. Yeah, we used to call her Ghost. Well, we knew she was alive because she ate all the food we left out for her, at least I think. Already 42547. What do we got here? Hey, Rome, bro, it's funny you bring that up because my dad brought a dog home when we was kids, and we found him where he worked. It was tied up to a water spigot, and the water was just running very slow so he could have water to drink. But my dad fed him his lunch and united him, and untied him. But the dog never left his side, so he brought him home. We talked about that. We were going to name him, and my dad said, we're going to name him Arvin because that's where he found him. But that's what I say. Isn't that the best name to give your animals? Something that has a story behind it, you know? Let's see here. Hey, Rome, my wife's family is a dog. They named Susia because she gets pregnant by the dogs in the neighborhood. Oh, my God. What is wrong with you guys? Funny, though. That is, that's pretty funny, though. Oh, my God. Alrighty, 42547. How'd your pets get their name? Talking about your animals, man. How'd they get their name? What kind of story you got? Alrighty, 42547. Good morning, Romeo. I feel like all the stay-at-home moms have been waiting for this topic for a long time. Most of these women use their pets as part of their accessories. Okay. Hey, good morning, Rome. Hey, I'm streaming from Lemoore, California, the Naval Air Weapons Station. I took a homeless kitten home off the California Avenue. I named her Callie. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, 842-547. We're talking about naming your pets. How'd they get their name? Good morning, Hot. What's going on?
Good morning, Romeo.
Hey, what's up?
So I have one main dog. Her name is Coco Chanel.
Wait, hold on. Hold on. Let's start with this. You have one main dog and you have a side piece dog, or what?
No, okay, so my other two passed. So they're not here, so.
I was just checking. I thought maybe you had a side dog somewhere that nobody knew about.
I don't tell nobody about that one. Just kidding.
Okay. Coco Chanel.
So she's our main one. She's 6 years old. Her name is Coco Chanel. The other two that passed were Giovanni, Versace, and Gucci. So I name my dogs after things I know I can't afford.
That is funny. That's funny.
All three of their personalities, they were all bougie.
Oh, that's awesome.
Now she's bougie, and the other two were boys, and for being boys, those were some bougie. So.
Yeah, that is great. So
yeah, I name them after things we can't afford.
Well, then you're gonna have to name the next one Ribeye because those things are expensive.
No, the next one's gonna be gas. I can't afford that.
Hey, Rome, when I was younger, I got a Chihuahua puppy from a neighbor. I wanted to name him what he looked like, something fun like caramel or cookie. He was tan, and all of a sudden, it hit me. My man's name is gonna be Tanner. Tanner. That's kind of funny. What do we got here? Oh my gosh, this is a long story. My sister-in-law rescued this little white poodle mix she found on a ranch. The poor thing had clearly been through a lot. It had even been hit by a car at some point, but somehow survived. When she found her, she was always dirty, covered in mud, and full of ticks. So she took her in, cleaned her up, Gave her a whole new life. Now she's an indoor dog, always groomed, fluffy, looking fancy. She basically went from rags to riches overnight. That's why I named her Cardi B, because she came from the hood and now she's living the good life. That's funny. But one day we're at my mother-in-law's house and she left her outside for a bit. Next thing you know, she finds her rolling around in the mud again. She was like, I just bathed you. I couldn't help but laugh and said, see, you can take the dog out the hood, but you can't take the hood out of the dog. The dog always goes back to its hood ways when it's by itself around dirt and mud. Summer's coming, man. It's time to get back in shape. Well, you should always be in shape for health purposes, but hey, you got to do what's best for you. Bring Dickie in. Muliana Fitness. It's what is it again, Dickie?
Cross-training.
Cross-training. Oh, it is cross-training.
Cross-training. Strength and conditioning.
Strength and conditioning, a workout. It's still, how do I say this? With all these trends and fads that come along, this is still just basically eating healthy, working out, doing things that mobility, core, things that we use every day.
Yeah, it's exactly right. It's a high-intensity functional fitness that we combine, obviously strength and conditioning program into it. So you get a full-body workout, not only just the lifting, not only just cardio. We're going to combine it together with some core training to get your overall health in a realistic, goal of a life goal. That's something you actually use on a day-to-day basis.
That's what I wanted to point out, or I wanted you to point out, was it's something that you do, picking up groceries, getting out of a chair, all these different things that we do just regularly that some of you guys have a hard time doing it because we're out of shape, but this workout is just perfect for daily lifestyle.
Right. So yeah, it's not just, it's phenomenal to see somebody do a handstand, walking handstand, but there's not one point in my life that I have to do that to survive. So exactly. There are other things, getting out of the chair, picking up, something heavy from the floor, aka deadlift kind of type. But it's just a more functional of the day-to-day life to improve your quality of life, especially as if you're getting older and things like that. There's nothing more than muscle mass that helps you out.
I do want to talk a little bit about that since you brought that up. When it comes to getting a little older, they always say you should always lift some sort of weights. I mean, as you get older, you should keep your muscles active, not just, I know walking is great and a lot of older people do that, but just keep your muscles active. One of the things at the gym, which we'll talk about in a minute, is the different ways you can do stuff no matter what level you're at.
Correct.
The different options.
Right.
So we'll get into that in a minute, though.
Yeah.
But I just want to talk about the fact that, you guys got to stay healthy. And I really think it's important to understand when you're just, and it's going to sound really stupid, but just carrying groceries. You're carrying a bag of dog food. You're carrying stuff that you have to lift. Maybe you have to move stuff around your house. I mean, these are all things that this everyday activities, maybe you want to play with your kids, throw the ball around or whatever. Everyday activities that you need to think about. Maybe you got to hold your kid at Disneyland on your shoulders for an hour and a half for the Disney parade or whatever. Well, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah,
I've been there. Yeah,
and it's just you feel healthier, you feel better because the activities that we do at the gym are everyday activities,
correct?
Workouts that fit right into doing those things.
Exactly.
And nobody says you have to be a super athlete, but you can be in better shape every day.
Every day.
All right, so the gym, classes.
4 days a week, Monday through Thursday. It's 5 classes a day. There's 5, 6, and 8:30 for the morning sessions, 5 and 6 at night. We limit the classes to 20 people max. It's 50-minute sessions, and everything's included. You wear a heart rate monitor when you go there. Equipment's all there, and most of the time, 99% of the time, we don't share equipment unless it's a partner workout. Yeah. So everybody has their own space. Everybody has their own deals. So those germaphobes out there, you're good.
That's me.
I've got a couple.
That's me. I'm claustrophobic.
Yeah. You hate people, but somehow you're still there. So it's very motivating. It's not a session that you get lost in the crowd because everybody is doing the exact same thing together, and you can copy somebody who's in front of you type kind of deal.
And once again, it's only 50 minutes a day. You schedule it into your day just to get it done, even if it's just to get it done and you're not excited about it and you hate it, whatever. It's just to get it done for your health.
Yeah, and it's nice because you can always crash any class that we have during the day. There's not a, I know there's some places out there that you have to reserve online 2 weeks in ahead kind of type. If you don't make it, you're out of luck. It's not that kind of deal. I want to make sure you guys get your workouts every day.
It's basically if you are a member, you're a member. You have your spot of your regular class. If you miss your regular class for some reason, you can always get somewhere else, get into another class.
In the case that everybody wasn't lazy and everybody showed up, all 20 of them, and you're number 21, I'll find you a spot somewhere. Yeah. It might be in the back, but I'll find you a spot.
All right, Muliana Fitness, Dickie, how they get a hold of you?
661-444-3635 or find me on Instagram on Muliana Fitness.
All right, let's get in shape. Let's feel better about ourselves. That's why we bring Dickie in from Muliana Fitness. Good morning, Dickie.
Good morning.
Okay, let's talk about some of the classes. Let's talk about, it's a 50-minute cross-training class. It's pretty much functional fitness type exercises to get you ready for just everyday life. Let's talk about some of the workouts, just some of the exercises we do.
Yeah, so we do a lot of free weights. I'm a big believer that, barbells are great when we do some of those, but I think free weights, a lot of dumbbell works is better. It has stabilizer muscle usage more because, your left arm and right arm have two different strength, and some people are better on the other side. But, we do a lot of free weights. We do, your basic strength training of like curls and chest presses to, plyometrics to cardio. We do a little bit running. What I mean running is like a tenth of a mile.
Yeah.
We're not doing like a 50, like a 10K kind of deal.
Well, let's explain that real quick. Yeah. Just the way that it breaks down is when you get on you go to a traditional gym or you'll go run 2 or 3 miles, and then you'll go do your workout, or you'll do your workout, and then you'll do the way Dickie's breaks things down is you might do some chest presses, some curls, and then run a tenth of a mile, and that's round 1. And it might be 10 rounds, which creates that mile within a 10-round segment as opposed to just running a whole mile at once. Because sometimes that gets a little monotonous for people.
It is. So let's say, for example, we do a full body workout, right? And let's say, I say, today we're going to do 550 reps and 1 mile run. Yeah. Instantly your head goes, that's crazy, right? Yeah. But what if I tell you, first round is going to be, 10 chest presses, 10 curls, 2 sit-ups, 2 squats, and 2 step-ups.
Yeah.
Right? And then we're going to do that for 10 rounds. 2 exercises are going to go down by 2. The others are going to go up. Right? And then we do a tenth of a mile at the end of every single round. Yeah. By the end of it, you're going to get 550 reps and a mile run. But it's how you break it down. And that's why, sometimes, everybody, most people who is especially in CrossFit know like the Murph. The Murph is very hard because you run the full mile in the beginning, then the 300 and the 500, and then another mile. That's to most people, including myself. That's a lot of running.
Yeah, it's a lot,
especially on a short session. So it's how you break it down. So anyway, but you also do we do a lot of core training. We do a lot of things on TRX. We do a lot of your basic planks and side planks. So we get everything done. So you got to make sure that you're just not the runner. You're not just the lifter. You're not just, and everybody always misses core training, in which we, invert that in every single session of the day.
And one of the important things to understand is that, I just totally forgot what I was going to say. But
I can't do mental training.
Well, what I was gonna say, if I remember correctly now, was that it's all, and everybody does different levels. So whatever level you are, you look at it and you go, okay, 550 reps of whatever it is.
Right.
But your level of doing 550 reps might be only getting in 350 reps at this point. At some point, you'll get to the point where you're doing 500, whatever. I'm just using magical numbers here. And the amount of weight that you use changes as well. So what Dickie and I do, totally different weights on certain exercises. And sometimes when you talk about the cardio, you got to understand, if you're a little bit better at cardio and not so great at weights, you're not going to get left behind because, hey, somebody might not be as good as cardio or might not be as good as you as cardio or weights or whatever. All I'm saying is you find what works for you and you get better at the things that don't work for you.
So majority of our workout is based on intervals, right? It's based on time. You have X amount of time to do X amount of reps. And I actually created this probably 10 years ago. I've been around for 15 now. I had a client at one point. We used to have just a running clock, right? Like a lot of like CrossFit gym. You have X amount of time to finish all the reps. Well, I had a client that only finished 3 rounds out of the 10 after the 50 minutes. And that got me thinking of like why he only got there, because he struggled, long story short, right, on one exercise.
Yeah.
And so now I said, okay, well, if you are terrible at one thing, you only get a certain amount of time. Once that time expires, you go to the next one. So you're not stuck at something. And I think that's a lot of people that have a fear of getting left behind. It's like, wow, I'm gonna get that. If you only got 2 out of 10, and that's literally all you can do, you get 2 out of 10. Let's move on to the next one. Maybe the next one you get 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
Right. So it's not. I don't want you to feel stuck when you have other parts of our body and other segment of fitness that you can attack and while working on getting better on certain things.
Yeah, because I can't do pull-ups. So if Dickie just said we got to do 45 pull-ups, I would never finish ever. Or if we had to do 2 pull-ups, I would never finish. So I can't do them.
You have permission to do a jump and falls.
Yes. All right, Muliana Fitness, what's your number?
661-444-3635 or find me on Instagram at Muliana Fitness.
All right, Dickie's here, Muliana Fitness. Cross-training facility, 50-minute classes, 4 days a week, Monday through Thursday. Good morning, Dickie.
Good morning.
Now, we were telling you a little bit about some of the exercises, things that you need to do. It is a class setting, which I know some of you can be intimidated by a class setting. I would not be intimidated by these people that are at these classes. Some of them are, most of them, almost all of them are just great people. All kind of have the same goal in mind. All just want to be in better shape. Some of them are really, really in shape. And they're usually the nicest ones just because, they're not jerks. So
we have a different crowd.
Yeah.
I love the CrossFit gym where everybody has their shirt off kind of deal, but that's just not our vibe.
No.
We are more of a late 20s and up gym. It's a lot of functional fitness. I think it's when you get a little older, I think you realize that deadlifting 600 pounds is not your top agenda. Yeah. Which is my top agenda when I was in my 20s, but not anymore.
Or it's just stupid because you're in your 20s. But okay.
But it's great. It's
I don't know anybody has to deadlift 600 pounds in their life for anything. But okay.
But it's a functional fitness gym where if you do have, I always joke about this, but it's becoming more and more true every single day. If you're old, if you have injuries, if you're broken, you got come out of surgery, or you just recently become injured and you're very limited on things. There's so many different ways. In fact, this month alone, I had somebody had a muscle tear, somebody had a broken leg, and 3 girls with problems with their shoulders, and we're able to manage to change and modify all the workouts for all those 5 at the same class.
Those are not gym injuries, by the way. They're injuries people got.
We're gonna call it gym injuries because I don't want to assume otherwise.
So anyway, I do also want to say that more women. For those of you that are, you ladies out there that might be intimidated by a class setting, there's more women in these classes than there are men.
There are. So, and half of them can kick the guys' butt.
Yeah. So there's no reason to not try it out or be intimidated to try it out because it's a class setting. And it's a different class setting. It's weights. It's working out. So
it is. And I offer a week trial for every single person that wants to come in and try it out, and not only to see if the training is for you, but also, make sure the schedules works out and things like that, and they like what they do because.
Oh, give them the phone number real quick.
661-444-3635 or find me on Instagram on Muliana Fitness.
And you can text them as well if you want to talk to them. Calories. One of the important things about either putting on weight or losing weight or building muscle is really knowing your calorie intake, your calorie outtake, and the polar system that we use is a great way to do that. I know you guys got Apple Watches and different, I don't know, the Fitbit's a thing or whatever,
right.
Or you use the calculator on the treadmill or the skier or whatever you use. Those are not as accurate and can really mess you up with what you're trying to do.
Right. So with our system, we know we have a Polar and Garmin is two top one, right? But having an actual heart rate monitor on you is much different than having a watch, right?
Yes.
I have a watch too. Don't think I don't. But combining that with nutrition program is like your two main goal to have to get it down, because believe it or not, working out is the easiest part.
Yeah.
It's the other 23 hours that I don't see you is what kills you. And, especially the weekends, the 3 days I don't see you is what breaks everybody down. But if you have a plan of knowing how many calories you burn on a daily basis, we have a plan for that, right? Depending on how much weight you're trying to lose. With the custom nutrition program.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Don't just focus on weight. If you're a guy trying to put on some muscle, you have to know how much nutrition you can eat, what type of food you can eat, things like it goes both ways, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. In fact, in my 15 years, gaining good weight is actually way harder than losing weight. Losing weight, you just gotta, you gotta limit your eating and you gotta know what how much deficit you gotta do. Yeah. Well, if you're trying to pack on muscle, I know a couple of the guys has been trying to gain weight. It's like having a Thanksgiving dinner every single meal.
I just want to point that out so people understand that
absolutely.
it goes both ways depending on what you want to do. So what are you missing? We got the calories. Going to be focused on your calories.
We have nutrition program. I will sit down with you and build up a meal plan based on your goal, based on what you like. To eat. That's a big difference, because there's nothing worse than eating something you don't like and get burned out really fast on it.
Okay, one last thing before we get you out of here, Dickie. I just want to mention, for those of you that 4 days a week may not be enough, Dickie does put together stuffs Fridays and Saturdays, maybe some hiking or maybe a run on Friday, hike on Saturday. If you don't have any friends and you want to make some, there's a lot of people at this gym that don't have any friends and want to make some, and they all hang out together and they do different activities that are outside of the gym from an exercise standpoint, whether it be a high rocks or a run or a 5K or a 10K or whatever the case may be. There's a lot of opportunities to get involved with a group of people that may want to be fit or may want to work out just like you do.
Absolutely. Yeah, we do a lot of, especially we focus a lot of endurance sports. So anything from a 5K to, high rocks, Spartan races, marathon, anything in between, even rock climbing once in a while we go through for just to change things up. You always have a group that is willing to go, and you're never alone.
Yeah. All right, Dickie, give them the number again.
661-444-3635, or find me on Instagram on Moliana Fitness.
All right, Dickie, we'll talk to you later. This is so stupid, but I gotta tell you guys anyways. I was at last week I had to go to a high school track meet, and I was there, and I was watching it, and I was thinking, after watching all these kids race and their times and everything, I was thinking a couple of days later, I was thinking, man, I wish I'm never going to know what it's like to be fast. When I was in school, I was never fast. I'll never know what it's like to be fast. Ever. And I was thinking, it's kind of sad. And then I started thinking about all the other things I'll never experience. Like, I'll probably never experience what it's like to just have so much money that you never have to worry about paying a bill. I'll probably never know what it's like to hit a hole in one on a golf course. I mean, that's still those things are still possible. But like the things I'll never experience what it's like to be tall, because I'm short. I'll never be fast. I'll never be tall. I'll never know what it's like to be tall and good looking. Like, I hang out with these guys that are tall and good looking, and man, we live two totally different lives when we're together, even though we're in the same place hanging out. I have two totally different experiences, but I was just thinking that was funny. There's these things that you'll never experience, no matter what. And it's kind of crazy to me. Do you guys ever think about that? Do you ever think about the things that you'll never know or you'll never experience in your life? Already 42547. I mean, some of them, like the being rich, could still possibly happen. Maybe, likely no, but maybe. You know, the hitting a hole in one on a golf course. That's still a possibility. Likely, maybe not, but a possibility. But, you know, like being tall. I'll never know what it's like to be tall and good looking. I'll never know what it's like to run fast. I mean, those are things that are just never going to happen. I'm trying to think of some of the other things that will just never happen. Already 42547. Do you guys ever think about that stuff? What you'll never experience because it's just not possible. So I was at a track meet the other day and I was watching these kids and how fast they are. And I was thinking, man, even when I was in high school, I was never that fast. I've never been fast, ever. I've never been tall. I can't dunk a basketball. Those are things that I will never experience. And I was just laughing with my friends because I said, man, I wish one day I could experience being fast, but I never will because I can't. I got these two friends that are about 6'1", real good looking guys, and they're my buddies, and I hang out with them, and I think, man, I'll never experience being that good looking or 6 foot tall or tall. And you can see it when you hang out with somebody like that. You can see how they're having different experiences at the same place you are when you're together. But I'll never be able to experience. Do you guys ever think about that? Good morning, Nat. What's going on?
Man, Romeo, you got me over here in the box. Could you imagine how I feel? Jesus, Romeo, what are you doing, man? You got me over here, baby. I'm about to jump in my closet, man.
What?
I mean, you know what? I see your point, but you know what, Romeo? You might not be fast and all that. Hey, but you got the biggest hit show in all Kirk County, man.
Well, yeah, but it would be nice to actually know what being fast is like.
Man, you know what? I mean, you know, I'm real mean looking. I ain't never gonna know what it is for a girl. Like, he's cute. Hey, when I walk anywhere, it's like, watch out, break wide. Here it comes, you know.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, Angel.
Yeah, I'm like, damn. And then you see another man there, everybody's loves high and everybody's nice to them. They see me, they don't even want to talk to me.
Yeah, you're a great guy, Angel. Everybody's wrong. All right, Angel. Stay away from the pineapple crew. Get out of here.
Oh my God! And her middle name's Cinnamon.
Oh God!
It's Candy Cinnamon. Can you believe that?
I can. Because it's you, I can't believe that.
Oh, here she comes. Here she comes.
Yeah. Oh, Angel. But yeah, you know, like, you ever think about that? I maybe it's just me being stupid, but yeah, I'll never know what it's like to be fast. I'll never know what it's like to be tall and handsome, which, you know, you'll never experience those things. Already 42547. Hey, Rome, we'll never experience being the man on the morning radio show host. Well, yeah, but you might be tall and handsome. You might be able to run fast, jump high. I can jump high. I'll never know what it's like to dunk a basketball. You know? Already 42547. Rome, virtual reality, Rome. Some people live double lives, have a whole relationship through virtual reality. Want to be handsome? VR. Want to be tall? VR. Yeah, that's not real though. I'm not that stupid and insecure that I believe that's real. You know, anybody that wants to be tall and vicariously lives through it through VR is got mental issues. It's not real. I'm not stupid enough to believe something that's not real is real. Okay. RD 42547. But I think it's funny to me. Hey, Rome, I'll never experience seeing the Raiders win another Super Bowl. Yeah. I mean, that's something that, it's possible, but it's not going to happen in your lifetime. Do you guys ever really think about that? There's things you can never experience. RD 42547. All right, so I was thinking about some of the things that I'll never be. I'll never know what it's like to be fast. I was watching these kids at a track meet the other day, and these kids are just hauling ass, man. All of them, girls, boys, all of them. And I was like, damn, I'll never know what it's like to be fast.
I'll never know what it's like to be tall or handsome or any of that nonsense, right? You ever think about that? You guys ever think about something that you'll never experience, just because it's not possible? Hey, Romeo, already 4254777. Hey, Rome, I will never know how I would be now if I had taken a different path in life, job, wife, etc. But I try to live without regrets, meaning move forward only. Well, I mean, that's a little bit more philosophical than what I was thinking. I'm just thinking I'll never be able to dunk a basketball. I'll never know what that's like. Already 4254777. All right. But have you guys ever thought about that? Have you ever thought, legitimate, some things are still possible. I might someday have enough money to know what it's like to just be able to buy whatever I want without having to think about money. That might be possible still. But there's just some things you're never going to know. You're never going to experience because it's not physically possible for you. RD 4254777.
Good morning, Romeo.
Hey, what's up?
So I was listening to the radio about the whole things that you can't do.
Yeah.
I am 5 foot, and in my house, I cannot have things above the second level because I don't reach. So I have a stepping stool. And so when people come over to my house, they're always like, oh, where's her stepping stool? Where's her stepping stool? Because she cannot reach. And they make fun of me because they're like, do you see how all of her things are leveled below and nothing is above?
Oh, that's hilarious.
I'm like, geez. And then my son, too, he'll stand next to me. Mom, look, I'm already taller than you. I'm like, just in 5th grade. I'm like, shut up.
Damn! But you see what I'm saying? You'll never know what it's like to be tall enough to do certain things, and it kind of hurts your feelings if you think about it.
Yes, I don't even know what to say. I'm just like, yes, I know.
That's so funny. Oh my gosh. All right, well, thanks for calling.
Thank you. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
But you guys don't understand. I really thought I'm the only one who thinks about this nonsense that I come up with, right? But I gotta believe other people think about it. Already 4254777 Rome. Yeah, I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a baller. You're so stupid. Don't make fun of me. I know it's stupid, right? I know it's dumb. I'll never know what it's like to be fast, ever, in my life. And it's kind of hurts my feelings a little bit. Already 4254777.
Oh, hi. Well, it took me 15 minutes to get through you guys.
Oh, man. Well, we got a backlog. What's going on?
Oh, you wanted somebody to talk about something that they'll never get a chance to do.
Yeah, exactly.
But mine's a little sad, but it may be warning to some people. My brother, when he was 15, he used to go to the library a lot. And when the library closed, he would sit on the slope when he was supposed to come home, but he sat on the slope. And this was in Roxbury, Boston, which had a lot of racial division. And he got murdered on the slope, which is just something to say, listen to your parents when they tell you things to be safe, because you ignore them. And he ignored it, and we lost our brother.
Wow.
I don't know, that may be too sad for you guys.
I mean, it's not a happy thought.
No, we lost him. I mean, we had another brother who really obeyed the rules, and he's home with my mom now, and whenever he gets a job, he still works out of the house to make sure he's there for her. Richard's his name.
All right. Well, thanks for calling. I appreciate you listening.
Yeah, say listen to your mom when she tells you something that's good for you. Because you make a mistake and you don't get a second chance.
I would love to have that conversation one day about how all these kids today think they know so much better, and then they all end up making bad decisions. All right.
Yeah, well, that was my brother Clayton, and we missed him, but he taught us a lesson.
Well, thank you for calling. I appreciate it. I'm sorry to hear that happened to you. All right.
Okay, thank you.
Bye. Yeah, I mean, in fairness, I did ask the question. RD 4254777 Rome. I never experienced the Raiders going to the playoffs.
They how old are you? Hey, Rome, if you want to know what it feels like to be fast, get a street bicycle. It's not about feeling. I can go get in my car and do 140 if I want. It's about running fast. You guys are so stupid. You get a rush. I'm pretty fast, even faster on a street bicycle. And it's not about that. I can't even with you guys. You guys are so dumb. Hey, Rome, even my dad was talking smack, busted out a bunch of medals. Medals, he won first place. What? Wait, what? Hold on here. Okay, hold on. I missed the first part of the text message. Rome, my little sister is in track in high school, and I would talk smack up and down that she couldn't beat me. And the other day we raced on the street, and she smoked me bad. Even my dad was talking smack, busted out a bunch of medals. She won first place. Well, but that's what I'm saying. There's some stuff we can never experience, right? Like I'll never know what it's like to be tall. I'll never know what it's like to be fast. Yeah, it's just, it kind of sucks, to be honest with you. You'll never experience, right? You just, wow. Just fast and tall. I'll never be fast and tall. Yo, Rome, I'm never get to feel like what it is to be big and what? Although my wife, okay, I don't know how to say this. Although my wife says size doesn't matter, I always see her ordering everything in a large, so size does matter. Okay. Okay. Hey, Romeo, I'm 5'9", 220 pounds. I used to be able to dunk in high school, but I was shorter and weighed less, 5'4", 140 pounds. All 4 years of high school, I was fast and able to dunk. Now that I'm older, I still can run fast, just can't dunk. But if I want to dunk, still some elementary schools have shorter basketball courts. Some parks in Los Angeles have shorter courts. Okay, so what does that mean? You can't... I'm talking about things that you'll never experience. You at least experienced how to be fast and dunk. Good morning, Hot. What's going on?
Hey, good morning, Romeo. Do you have any siblings?
What's that?
Do you have any siblings, or are you an only child?
No, I have two siblings.
So something that people don't realize is the oldest sibling will never attend any of the other siblings' funeral, and the youngest sibling will never have any of his siblings at his funeral.
What? Bro.
Crazy, huh?
No, what are you guys talking about? My God. What is wrong with you people? What is wrong with you guys?
Lady, man. That Boston lady brought the vibes down.
No, she didn't. She's fine. She's fine. She just needed to get something off her chest, and that's what we're here to do. But my God, what is wrong with you?
If you're the little brother or sister, you're not going to have any of your brother or sisters at your funeral.
I'm glad you told everybody. Now that's something for people to think about throughout the day.
Well, if you're the oldest, you're lucky.
Okay. Thanks for bringing that up. I appreciate it. What is wrong with you people? My God. All right. Once again, I asked the question. The National Street Rod Association is back, going on at the Kern County Fairgrounds starting tomorrow, and Craig is the man that's going to tell us all about it. Good morning, Craig.
Good morning.
So every year, it's a big deal. People love it.
The 49th Western Street Rod National.
Yeah, it's so tell everybody what it is, first of all.
That's, of course, a car show, and we have cars that are 30 years old and older, which the majority of our cars are pre-1949, which is the original street rod. But we're letting in muscle cars and that kind of stuff, later model stuff, up to 96 right now.
Uh-huh.
So, and then we have automotive swap meet, we have arts and crafts, we have vendors, parts vendors, and then new this year is the West Coast Showcase.
Oh, what is that?
It's 12 cars that are here by invitation, and the builders that built them each will get a ballot, and they will actually vote on which car should win the car of the year.
Oh, wow.
On the West Coast, at the West Coast Showcase.
So
it's really cool for the owners, for the builders, because their peers are the ones that are actually voting.
Oh, are you a builder? Are you a builder, Craig?
I am not.
What?
I tear more stuff up.
What? So what types of cars are going to be in the showcase?
Street rods, hot rods, muscle cars, classic cars, trucks. A lot of trucks. Trucks are huge right now. Station wagons,
Oh, those old station wagons are nice.
Yeah, I mean, we get a real good mix of everything here. That's what I really like about this show is you get a nice mix of old stuff, new stuff. A little different stuff.
Where does everybody come from when they bring their cars?
Everywhere.
Local?
This is our only West Coast show now. So our next closest to the West Coast is Pueblo, Colorado. So we'll pull from pretty much everywhere.
One of the cool things is that you guys a lot of the is you have you sell stuff. A lot of people bring things off to sell.
Oh, yeah.
And people are looking for certain parts or looking for certain things. They can find them. Is there, now it starts, what time? 8 a.m. tomorrow?
Starts at 8 a.m. and goes till 7 tomorrow night. The band starts at 5:30 and goes on until 8. But you have to be on the grounds by 7 p.m. to get in. So, it's 8 a.m. to 7 on Friday, 8 a.m. to 7 on Saturday, and then 8 a.m. till 12:30 on Sunday. We cut out early on Sunday.
Okay. Now, if I remember correctly, you guys do some sort of parade type thing, or the guys? Do you guys do that?
No, it's fun. It's funny at the fairgrounds. Starting around 4:00, the cars will start driving around the fairgrounds.
Yeah.
And they got the kids in the car, they got music going, and it's different, but it's really pretty cool, In this show and our show in Pueblo, Colorado are the only two that do that. And I don't know why that's different, but it's so much fun. We come out a lot of times. We get out at 5:00. We'll go eat and come back out to the fairgrounds.
Yeah,
because it's so much fun out there.
Now you got bands, you got vendors, you're selling parts and things like that. You have a ton of different cars. One of the things that people don't understand, and I explain it to me if I say it wrong, street rods are kind of just people started making their own cars, right?
Well, street rods actually started from hot rods.
Okay.
So hot rods originally were designed to be drag race.
Okay.
Well, they could only do that one day a week because they'd go to race on Sundays, right?
Yeah.
Well, they wanted to drive their car more often, so they had to make them street legal. And so that's where the street rod came in.
Okay.
They took hot rods up for drag racing and made them for the street so they could drive them.
All right. The National Street Rod Association, the West Coast Show, is going on all weekend long at the Kern County Fairgrounds. Now, tickets are at the door.
Tickets at the door. 13 and older is $20. 6 to 12 is $6. And under 5 is free. And then we have a family pack where you get 2 adults and up to 3 kids under 13 years old in for $45.
You guys do not want to miss this show going on at the Kern County Fairgrounds this weekend. The National Street Rod Association is going on at the Kern County Fairgrounds. It is a fantastic show to go check out all the different cars that come from out of town to show what they've done and how beautiful they are. Craig is here. He's going to tell us a lot about it. You got bands. Good morning, Craig.
We have Vinyl 101. Just going to play on both Friday night and Saturday night, starting at 5:30. They go to 8. Not heard them before, so I'm kind of interested in hearing them.
Well, so one of the cool things, and I've learned about car shows, in a sense, the people are great. I don't know why you guys who own these cars and make them look nice and go sit around at parks and fairgrounds, why you're such amazing people to hang out with. You're just knowledgeable. You want to show everybody your cars. You want to just bring everybody into the experience. And it's absolutely amazing.
They're kind of storytellers almost.
Yeah.
They'll tell you the story of the car. What got them to pick that car, or maybe it was their granddad's car or their dad's car or something like that, or their buddy in high school had one like that and they always wanted one. Well, now they can afford it.
Yeah.
So it's great stories behind every car.
You spend all day out there talking to these people, just having a great time. And it starts at 8 o'clock on Friday. It starts 8 o'clock on Saturday?
Yes, it starts 8 o'clock each day.
Oh, each day?
Yeah, but Saturday we close the gates at 7. Or Friday, close the gates at 7. Saturday at 7. And then Sunday at 12:30.
So are we missing anything? What are we missing?
Automotive swap meet, kids games, arts and crafts, the West Coast Builder Showcase, which is new this year. We have invited 12 cars to come in. And each of the builders that built the car will vote on which car they think should win the West Coast Builders Showcase award. And they can't vote on their own car, so it's kind of interesting. But the builders really like it because their peers are actually choosing the winner instead of.
Now, when they build, these builders build cars, or even guys like you, if you build cars, do they try to build them to original? Or do they try to soup them up to kind of modernize them? How does that work?
Mostly for our shows, no. A lot of the old stuff is just not very good.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
The brakes weren't any good.
Yep.
And so they'll put a whole new chassis underneath the car.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to ride better. It's going to stop better. Put a late model engine and transmission in, because if something breaks down, they can go to the O'Reilly Auto Parts and get the parts that they need.
You have to work with you can work with.
And because you got a 1940 transmission. I had to do this a part for this transmission. Good luck, pal. So that's why they try to put newer stuff in. But all of them will keep the car looking old.
Mm-hmm.
But it's all new stuff underneath.
Gotcha. Now, what? Oh, I just totally slipped my mind what I was going to ask you. Oh, so you have something for everybody, though. Just so you guys know, you want to take the family down. There's going to be stuff for the kids to do. There's going to be stuff for you to do, cars to look at if you're a car guy and you want to take your kids, bring them. There's going to be lots to do. Band. There's going to be music. There's going to be food. There's going to be old cars. There's going to be what do you call automotive?
Swap meet.
That's what I was trying to think of. All right, Craig. Well, I appreciate you stopping by. There's a lot going on now. What are the hours again?
8 to 7, 8 to 7, 8 to 12:30.
All weekend long. Friday, you guys got plenty. I plan to spend a couple of hours down there because that's what at least that's what it's going to take to see everything. There's going to be now. What kind of cars are going to be there? Good, just so everybody knows.
Street rods, hot rods, muscle cars, classic trucks. Lowriders. You can see a little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything. All right, check it out. National Street Rod Association, the West Coast Show is going on this weekend at the Kern County Fairgrounds. You don't want to miss it. Ever heard anybody say, that's not my type, she's not my type, he's not my type? Have you ever heard anybody say that? I would never date somebody like this or like that, whatever this or that may be. Well, it happened the other day. I was out with a friend of mine. Well, there was a group of us, right? Well, one of our friends, she just got divorced. Well, actually, it's been about a year now. Maybe a little over a year. It might be over a year now, right? She got divorced. Well, she's really good looking, stays real fit, eats right, stays works out, stays real fit, right? And the guys she's always dated have been these fitness types, right? Good looking guys, real slender, real, in shape. Well, her husband ended up cheating on her. So she left him. And she started to realize that, and I'm going to explain how I found this out or how we all found this out. She started to realize that maybe she needed to reevaluate her. Now, it's not that she's getting older, even though she is in her 40s, but because she could still, there's a lot of guys in great shape. A lot of guys, she's still in great shape. So the looks part of it is not the problem, but it's the mental part of it, right? And so it's been about a year, and she's still been dating these, these fit guys, these fitness guys, right? Or these guys that stay in shape, eat right. And she's noticed she's having problems dating. So like I said, we were all out the other night, and we're sitting there, and a friend of mine, he walks by. He's just a cat who sells, he sells in oil fields. Sells something, products or something. I don't know what he sells, but he makes good money. He's got a good career. He's got a good job. I mean, a good life. But he's a single guy. But he's got a little bit of a beer belly. He works. He doesn't. And you all know who I'm talking about. These guys that run around in their polo shirts and they're always at meetings at lunch and customers and this and that. Drive a company truck. These guys, right? They got a little bit of belly on them because they're always out. And she goes, "Hey, who's that?" I said, "Oh, that's my buddy, so-and-so." And she goes, she goes, she asked me if I would introduce them. Would you introduce them to me? I said, "Yeah, I'll introduce them to you." I go, "Why?" She goes, he's never been my type, but, And that was, she said, and I went, "Yes, I do know." I didn't say this to her, but that's where the conversation ended. So I ended up introducing her to him, and I actually think they're going to go on a date. But
It was the that is funny because we all know why. She was tired of getting screwed over by these meatheads, regardless of their age, because they can always get a younger version of whatever. She's been doing it her whole life. She got cheated on with her husband, blah, 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 right? Her type changed. She was giving other people, other men a chance that typically she would not be interested in. But it is funny how life's experiences make us change. How many of you are sitting with a guy or a girl you never thought you'd go out with? Because as life changes you, the type of person you want to be with changes you, right? All right, 842-547-7. Has your type changed over the years? And let me explain just one little thing. Like you may be with your husband or your wife, right? And you may have started out and you may have been in a relationship for 20. Even now, though, what you find attractive or what your type might be is different than what you two were when you met. I mean, your man might have had a six-pack when you married him. Now he's got a dad bod, and you're going, hey, I'm into dad bods now, right? Life changes us.
Hey there, Romeo. I was going to tell you
What's
that, the topic today about dating people who are not your normal, I guess.
Okay, yeah.
So I have been the type to just date Caucasian men my entire life. And then, I'm recently single. My kids are grown up, and I stayed single for a while. Even thought about becoming a nun. Ha ha.
That's funny.
But then I met. And I just went outside of the box of what I normally would date. And I met an Indian man.
Okay.
Somebody who has different culture, different ethnicity.
Sure.
And I mean, I tell you, I have never been treated so good. And the experiences that I get with him are totally different than what I was seeing with all these other men.
What made you take a shot with him?
You know what? I was thinking exactly that. I was thinking, you know what? This is something I've never done before. Even we've talked about it. Like I would have never given him the chance when I was younger.
That's funny.
I probably would have never.
That's funny. Well,
yeah.
And you said you had been divorced, right? Had you been divorced or no? Yeah.
So. Oh yeah. I was divorced and I was single for a while because my kids grew up and.
Oh yeah.
And
That's
I went
what
to
the
go,
kids. Yeah.
I was being about myself. I was trying to figure out who I was, and then. And then all of a sudden, boom, I just started dating somebody who I normally would have never would have thought of.
Now think about all these dumbass women who will never date outside whatever their type is, and they're still complaining.
They never know what is out there that's better.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes you have to date, before you find the right person.
Yeah. Well, good. I'm glad you called. Thanks for calling.
Yeah. I had to tell you because I was like, you know what? Exactly. I'm going exactly through that.
That's awesome. Yes. All right. Well, thanks for calling. I appreciate it.
Have a good day.
You too. Well, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That exactly what she's saying. You don't know. Your type changes, because of life experiences. Maybe you get older, maybe you get divorced, maybe you get bitter about this and you find out that's better. There's a lot of different things that can change the way you date or the way you settle down or who you give a shot, right? The problem is, like I said, is you dumbass women who don't ever want to look somewhere else. And then you wonder why you're always miserable. You always wonder why you're unhappy. You always wonder, I don't know, that guy kind of got a beer belly. I don't know if I want to date him. Well, keep dating the same dumbass meatheads with six-packs who don't care about you and care more about them. I mean, you just never know. It's the intelligent women that go, wait a second, that keeps an open mind about everything. But okay. All right, 842-547-7. Has your type changed? Over the years, has your type changed? All right, 842-547-7. Hey, Rome, the lady that just called, ask her how much money he makes. Oh, You think maybe it was the money? It's the money that's got her? Maybe. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Like they always say, you should marry. What do they say? The first time you should marry for love. The second time you should marry for money. I mean, that's a legitimate answer. Maybe you were always into, rich guys, or maybe guys that made a lot of money. And then you found out the middle class working guy was the guy that's gonna care for you and respect you more. So there's a lot of different things that happen in this world. A lot of experiences you go through, and you realize, hey, wait a second, maybe I'm attracted to something else. The guy. Maybe at some point, the guy with the six-pack is attractive, but then as you get a little older and you realize there's more to life than a six-pack, and you want a guy that goes to work every day and drinks beer. That's attractive to you. You can change. Things can change, right? RD42547-7. Hey, Romeo. I'm a 47-year-old man. I am single. I went through a divorce. And I can tell you the only thing that's changed for me is the age. I've always loved women. It didn't matter. It didn't matter. It didn't matter race. It didn't matter what they did for a living. It didn't matter to me as long as they were hot. Well, hotness matters to you. But I can tell you right now, it's all about the age. At 47, when I was in school, I thought the girls I went to school with were attractive. Now that I'm older, I like to stay within 10 years. Oh, I see what you're saying. You find women within 10 years of you hot. So what, 37, 57 is what you're trying to say? That's what you find attractive now? That's a good point, That's not bad. I kind of get, as you get older, you would hope that you find the people attractive within your age range. I could see that, or your range. Okay, RD42547-7. Has your type changed in what you're looking for over the years? At certain points in your life, right? You're attracted to certain things. This type of guy, that type of girl. And then as you get older, the ones that kind of stay, if they haven't found that perfect person, or they get with that perfect person, then they get a divorce. Do you change? Do you change what you're attracted to? Does your type change, right? Or as you get older, and you want to settle down, you may be looking at a different type of guy or a different type of woman. How has your type changed over the years? RD42547-7. Let me see what you said. All right, what'd you send me here? Hey, Romeo, it's funny that you're talking about this. Me and my sister are 2 years apart in age. We like two totally different types of women. I like a guy like my dad, or our dad, who was a hard-working oil field man, made real good money, worked real hard, took care of us. My sister has always been into the playboy type. Those meatheads at the gym who like to stare at themselves in the mirror? Now, I am 37 and she is 39. I have a great hardworking man. We have a good family. She's still chasing that playboy type. Huh? Maybe she needs to reevaluate who she's looking for. Good morning, Hot. What's going on?
Good morning, Romeo.
Hey, what's up?
All I gotta say is, if you're not listening to Romeo in the Morning on 194.1, you are not having a great start to your day, because the one day I was really busy in the morning, I was up and down, Romeo. I did not listen to you, and I had a terrible day.
Well, I'm glad. I'll take that endorsement. I appreciate it.
You're always playing my jams, Romeo. This is my jam you got on right now.
All right. Thanks for calling.
Have a good day.
Bye. Good morning, Hot. What's going on?
Romeo, I think every intelligent person's interest changes as they mature and get older.
Every intelligent. I would agree with that. Yeah, you have to. If you're not changing. Yeah, I would agree with that. I would absolutely agree with that.
When you're young, you don't care about if she got a job or anything. And as you get older, now I don't care about looks. I want good credit and a good job. It's bad enough if Raider Dave is homeless, but we can't be two homeless people. She's going to have to be able to feed me, give me somewhere to live. So, yeah, it does change a lot.
Okay. All right. Later, Raider Dave. I mean, he's not wrong to an extent. I mean, you can't, if you're not adapting and changing in this crazy world, what are you really doing? You're just stuck and you're having the same problems you've always had. Look at all of the... Look at all of your friends, all of you out there who have found the right person for you, whoever they are, right? Look at the friends that are still single at your age, trying to justify that it's everybody else's problem, right? It's everybody else's fault that, I'm single. It's the world's fault. Instead of going, no, it's your fault. You stayed the same ignorant person looking for the same thing that you can never find, and now you're never going to get it. So, all right. Sometimes you got to change what you're looking for. Sometimes you got to, adapt, overcome. If you really want to be happy. Already 4254727. It's out of the type of person that you are attracted to. Has your type changed as you've either gotten older, or has life experiences or divorce? I mean, whatever it could be. Already 4254727. Good morning, Hal. What's going on?
Yes, hi, Romeo.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, are you guys still talking about your type, the people's type changing up?
Yeah, what's up? What you got?
Well, I was always like real picky, needed a pretty boy, but I was like, no, I need to change it up because those are the ones that cheat. And so I changed it up, and I got somebody a little bit older, and yeah, it's working out better.
I've been telling you women that, I've been telling people that for decades. Look, at a certain point, you get tired of getting cheated on, and you go with somebody that cares and loves you and wants to be with you.
Yeah, definitely. I agree.
Well, hey, but here's the positive thing. At least you figured it out. You know how many dumb chicks are out here right now that still haven't figured it out, getting played?
Yeah, I know. They need to change it up.
All right. Thanks for calling. RD4254727. Hey, Romeo, how can you tell people to be attracted to something they're not attracted to? I'm not telling you. But that's not what I'm telling you. What I'm telling you is at a certain point in your life, if you're not getting what you want out of a partner, maybe you need to look a different direction to get what you want out of a partner. That's what I'm saying. At some point, like the last girl that just called, at some point she got tired of being cheated on. Now, the dudes she dated were probably a bunch of good-looking guys, 6-packs, big arms, but they were losers because they were cheating on her. At some point emotionally, if you're an intelligent woman, you go, wait a second, I'm tired of getting cheated on by these guys and these types of guys. And then you go, well, this dude over here who's working a 10-hour day and he wants to come home and go out to dinner and drink some beers. He got a little bit of a beer belly, cares more about me emotionally and respects me more than all of these dudes I used to date. You'll start to feel and find that person if you got any common sense. So it's not about telling somebody to be attracted to somebody they're not attracted to. It's about life's experiences changing your feelings and what you are attracted to now. So we're talking about, has your type changed over the years, whether it be life experiences, whether it be, these type of guys or girls always did you dirty. I mean, what is it? Maybe security, you got a little older and you wanted some more security. I mean, what happened, right? So I'm going to tell you guys a crazy story. It's not a crazy story, but it's just something that you guys might not have seen very much of.
I went to, in high school, a good friend of mine, we're still friends to this day, a good friend of mine, he was the star athlete, the football player, the basketball, baseball. He played football and baseball, right? I think that's, the two sports he played. And in the town I grew up in, he was, his parents were kind of one of the richer families in town, right? Country clubs, big house, cars. So he had everything handed to him. He had it all. Not handed to him. No, I shouldn't say it like that. But he had everything, right? Even dating the hottest girls in school, in high school. We go to college, right? We went to college, same college together. We go to college. He's still dating the hot chicks, and he didn't play sports in college. He just went to school. He just worked on school. And we knew he was always going to be successful and rich, even if he just went back to work for his dad, who was successful and rich, right? Well, about 5 years out of college, he's doing great. He's making, when I say rich, he's making millions, couple of million, 3 or 4 million a year, whatever he's doing, right? So he's doing very, very well. Very good-looking kid, very good-looking man. And he gets married. We meet his girlfriend that he's going to marry. Doesn't look anything like the prom queen or the head cheerleader or whoever he dated his entire high school and college career. And I asked him, I said, what's up? And, she's a little bigger. She's still a pretty girl. I said, what's going on, man? He goes, I just got tired of these women who always seem to want me because of money. And I don't think they just wanted him because of money. I think that that was his perception of it. Because, he was still a good-looking guy, and good-looking people get together. But his mentality had changed because he saw all these women that were dating him. He thought they were doing it for money, and they could have been doing it for money. So he chose this other woman who, he didn't think that he believed she wanted him for him. And it was a totally different type of woman that he had ever dated. It was interesting. So you have to think about things like that when look at your life. How has it changed over the years by the type of person that maybe you're with, or maybe you're going to get with?
Hey, Romeo, I want to comment on how your preferences have changed over the time.
Yeah, what's up?
So I can tell you from experience. I think my preferences have changed from when I was 20 years old. I'm 38 now.
Okay.
I think I'm more aware of who brings you peace.
Okay.
And it's more than stability. You can both work together as a couple and provide that stability together, I think.
Okay.
But I think overall, especially for me, because of the career that I have, it's a little hectic. You want someone to kind of be your peace.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, and not necessarily the good-looking guy or whatever the case may be. That's not about it. It's someone that that brings you that peace. Can be your friend, can be all the things that you need to be, and not necessarily have to be the next Brad Pitt, so to say. But I think that just kind of as you get older, that changes perspective, I think, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You're 100% right. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for calling.
Have a good day.
You too. Yeah, as you get older, your perspective changes, and then she makes a great point with peace, but life experiences also change your perspective. So there's a lot going on there. And for those of you that are sitting there thinking we're crazy because we're talking about this, you're probably that loser that doesn't have anybody, who's still trying to relive your high school years or your college years or your 20s, right? You can't relive your 20s in your 40s and blame everybody else for you sitting at the bar alone.
Romeo in the Morning.
Every morning.
On Hot 94.1.